Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 287th episode of my series where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So in today's upload, we get to kill two birds with one stone by covering an MC and a producer who both have been more than due for appearances on the channel, those being Fresno, California's Planet Asia, and Detroit, Michigan's Apollo Brown, who came together in 2017 to release their first collaboration here, Anchovies. Planet Asia is a very talented rapper who's consistently remained a staple of underground hip-hop since his arrival on the scene in the late 90s, really establishing himself through his work with fellow West Coast pioneers like Peanut Butter Wolf, making numerous appearances on his 1999 My Vinyl Weighs a Ton LP. He then went on to collaborate with just about every lyrical underground legend you can think of from this era, on top of releasing a myriad of solo EPs, mixtapes, and full-length projects over the last 25 years, and even taking part in the classic duo Cali Agents with fellow underground veteran Rasco, as well as groups like Do-Rag Dynasty, Gold Chain Military, and Strong Arm Steady. Meanwhile, Apollo Brown is a prolific Detroit-based producer and artist who entered the game a bit more recently than Planet Asia, with Apollo breaking out into the Michigan hip-hop scene around 2007, releasing various beat tapes, and also being one-third of the underground hip-hop outfit Ugly Heroes, alongside Red Pill and Verbal Kent. The first projects I remember being aware of from this legend were his 2010 instrumental album The Reset and 2011's Clouds. But it was really collaborative LPs like the one we're discussing today that helped to build Apollo Brown's reputation as one of the most gifted producers of the last 10 to 15 years. This dude was constantly grinding throughout the 2010s in order to build up a formidable discography, and just some of my personal favorite projects where he teamed up with an MC include 2012's Trophies, which he did with OC of the DITC crew, 2014's Blasphemy with Razkaz, 2015's Words Paint Pictures with rapper Big Pooh of Little Brother, 2016's The Easy Truth with Sky Zoo, 2018's Mona Lisa with Joel Ortiz of Slaughterhouse, 2020's As God Intended with Shay Noor, and 2012 Dice Game with fellow underground Detroit artist Guilty Simpson, which was super close to being the topic of today's video. I just ever so slightly prefer Anchovies here. Speaking of which, this thing actually had a sequel that came out last year, with the appropriately titled Sardines LP, acting as a fitting sequel full of grimy, minimal beats, and sharp, witty bars just like its predecessor here. And he was even on my list for the top 50 best hip-hop albums of 2023. It's kind of a trip that this thing dropped nearly 8 years ago now, because I can recall hearing it for the first time and how it made its way into my frequent listening rotation right away. And while it may not have necessarily been one of the more high-profile releases of 2017, I would definitely name it as one of my personal favorite LPs to come out that year, along with projects like Flower Boy by Tyler the Creator, 444 by Jay-Z, Brick Body Kid Still Daydream by Open Mike Eagle, Rosebud's Revenge by Rock Marciano, Being You Is Great, I Wish I Could Be You More Often by Quelle Chris, Hacks by Your Old Droog, Written at Night by Uncommon NASA, and depending on what day you ask me, Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Anchovies is also a fitting representation of a highly enjoyable album where the partnership between the rapper and the producer is completely 50-50, with Apollo Brown's godlike drum programming and keen ear for minimal sample flips, building a foundation for Planet Asia, who honestly, despite being in the game for decades, is giving such consistently impressive performances across the entire LP that I think you could even make the argument he was in his lyrical peak at this time. To show you exactly what I'm talking about here, I want to share one of the best verses that Asia has to offer on Anchovies, which is conveniently matched up with my favorite instrumental on the album, resulting in The Aura, a low-key, grimy, and dusty track, full of seasoned lines over rugged cuts and chops. Planet Asia starts off this top-notch verse rapping, Cali Crook Heist Leader, Evil Eye Glaze Hunter, Peace to My Wave Runners, Iceberg Mafia Made Gunners. My art spirals, burning up my arch rivals, I'm part wizard and part rhino. Overseas my $100 vinyl, it's vital. Lambo race, Miami space scarred face. High speed chase, it's dual exhaust your whole face. Halal tuna in Laguna, rumor is he used to be a shroomer, how his mind is psychedelic with humor. I'm an OG but still a junior, I took an Uber to Laguna to meet with the Uma. Sea bass garlic, we mash harlots, crash parties, where bitches sniffing lines screaming that's gnarly. Coconut oil, my bitch is loyal, peanut butter skin. Cinnamon Shiva queen, exotic empress. My 9-planet circle, my virtue is universal after curfew, this is real life, nothing commercial. Wove a wonderful web, ghetto celeb, the legend of the Buddha in the rain, protected by the cobra head. I want my king's son, Wing Chun, my kingdom, supreme blood, rappers better bring guns, anchovies. As you could probably assume, all of the beats here are completely put together by Apollo Brown, but we do have a couple of guest appearances from underground contemporaries like Tri-State, Willie the Kid, and fittingly, an MC I brought up earlier in this video, Guilty Simpson. For my overall top 3 favorite tracks on this one, I'm gonna hold off on the Aura since I already discussed it as a contender for best track, and instead I'd have to name songs like Diamonds, Speak Volumes, and Pain. Then when it comes to the honorable mentions that are still worth a recommendation, I want to shout out album cuts like Avant Garde, Panties in a Jumble, Dalai Lama Sling, Tiger Bone, Duffels, Deep in the Casket, Fire, Nine Steamin', and Golden Chakras. Thank you for watching my 287th video. Next up we have an insanely talented lyricist who, despite having numerous releases in my collection and actually popping up in this review, has yet to been featured on the page, so look for that upload, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite tracks are off this meeting of minds. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.